Hey everyone, Andang here for a very different video than normal. Honestly, I don't even want to be making this video, but because of recent advertiser-friendly content enforcement that has gone on my channel and on other channels, I decided I did need to make this video because I think that there are things that are going on my channel that do not fit the enforcement that should be going on maybe some other channels where it might actually be warranted. And I just want to kind of go through and talk about my particular situation and just kind of adding more context to the situation so people can better understand this system and the apparent randomness that it seems to have. So first of all, there are advertiser-friendly content guidelines that YouTube has had, I think, for a long time, but they've definitely put much more focus on it since the whole PewDiePie thing that went on with all the drama with the Wall Street Journal and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into any of that. If you want to learn about that, you can watch other videos. The main thing about the advertiser-friendly content guidelines is basically just don't be controversial, don't do drugs or anything like that in your videos or promote them, don't do anything that's harmful or dangerous, and really revel in that harmful or dangerousness. Don't be hateful to other groups and things like that. And, for news channels and all that stuff, this is probably going too far on the enforcement side of things. But for general gaming channels, most of this stuff should not affect them until you get down to, language and things like that, and the violence category. I personally don't use language in any of my videos that would be considered not advertiser friendly, so I'm not going to worry about that. I know there are plenty of channels that is affecting, and I think that is wrong that they are enforcing that, but that's not the purpose of this video. So, in the particular about violence, we can see that basically violence in the normal course of video gameplay is generally acceptable for advertising, but montages where gratuitous violence is the focal point is not. I've never made a montage about violence in games, so I think I'm pretty much fine there. I don't think I've even made a montage in general, so I think I'm pretty much fine with all that stuff. I'm 99% sure that the majority of people, even the majority of people at YouTube, would consider that I am following these guidelines better than most YouTube gamers on the platform. And so that brings me to my videos that actually got hit by this new not suitable for all advertisers yellow icon of death, as some people are referring to it. So I don't know why these videos in particular, these 8 videos off of my channel, were the ones that were claimed by YouTube, because honestly, as far as violence goes, there are other videos on my channel that are far more violent than these. For example, Into the Forges of Mornor, this Lotro Mordor expansion video, it's not very violent in my opinion. It's just like any other part of Lotro. If they were wanting to pick a video that was extremely violent, pick, Gollum falling into the volcano in the second one. I don't know why this one in particular got singled out by the system. Maybe it thought I said a word that I didn't inside the video or something like that, but I, as far as I know, have never cussed on my channel, and if I have, it's only been once or twice. And it's been because I've been reading something that actually had a curse word in it. So, like reading quest text that had a curse word or something like that. But I personally have never cussed in my channel willingly, and there's certainly not a cuss word in this Lotro video. So it's definitely not language, it's certainly not anything sexual or anything like that. Out of all of the guidelines things, the only thing I can think of is violence, and as far as Lotro videos, it's not anywhere near the most violent Lotro video I have on my channel. And so I don't understand why this video in particular was claimed at all. I don't understand why this sped up bloopers one was picked, because the normal speed bloopers apparently is fine with the exact same language, the exact same tags, the exact same general type of thumbnail, the exact same everything, it's just one is sped up. And what's even weirder is that this same video is on another channel, and on that other Players Alliance channel where it's posted, it did not get tagged with this, limited or no ads tag. And so I don't know why this one randomly got picked out, unless they're just wanting to show to advertisers that, hey, we are policing our platform, look at all these people that are complaining about us policing our platform. And to content creators, we're just wondering, why did this video get picked as opposed to all the other videos on, the channel? There could be so many different ones that they could have picked that are far worse than this one. So I don't know, why they picked this one in particular. There could be particular jokes inside that might not be the most family friendly, because I do know that the Lucha Players news bloopers were not the most friendly thing, but there was nothing that goes against their guidelines. We do basically go against like certain candy brands, basically talking about how they're not the most family-friendly titles, some of them. But other than that, there's really no content in there that I can think of that should be interpreted as not being worthy of advertising, especially when you consider that other exactly the same videos on other channels are basically fine and are not getting claimed by this. So I don't understand why it seems completely random, which is extremely unfortunate, because I've gone to great lengths to make sure that I follow all these advertiser-friendly guidelines. And, you know, I try to keep my content as family-friendly as possible, and I think I'm one of the most family-friendly YouTubers on the platform, at least of my age range. And so I'm very surprised that any of my videos got claimed. I really don't understand it. I do know a lot of people have been saying that Shadow of Mordor videos, for whatever reason, have been getting picked up by this. But if their problem with it is that, you know, it's an M-rated game and it's really violent or something like that, the ones they picked here are not the most violent ones. If they wanted to pick a really violent one, they should have picked Part 1, where they have his family literally getting murdered in front of him with their throats being cut and blood coming all over the place. And, you know, that one, I could see why that one might want to get claimed. These others are nowhere near as violent as that one. And so it seems like they're just randomly grabbing at whatever they can get to show to advertisers, hey, we're policing this, look at all these people complaining, clearly we're policing this. And to me it makes no sense at all. I also had 2 War in the North videos. The only reason I can think that these got claimed is because they have troll in the title. The problem with that theory is I have other videos on my channel that have troll in the title. So clearly it doesn't seem to be that, because you would think that those other videos would get claimed. I'm so glad that they didn't, but you would think that those other videos would have been claimed. So it really does seem like the system is completely random. So I know some of you are probably saying, you know, Andang, you only got 8 videos claimed and they're not even your most popular videos. I don't think that there's really anything to worry about. And from a money standpoint, or really any standpoint, I'm not too worried about this myself. The problem that I think that this showcases is that this system does not seem to be accurately finding the problem childs within the community. It seems to be just randomly picking videos that, for whatever reason, the automated system seems to think doesn't go with the advertiser-friendly content guidelines. And you're able to actually, you know, submit reviews. The problem is, in the description of the review submission, it actually says that unless the video is getting 1,000 views a week, then the video will not be reviewed until it reaches 1,000 videos within a single week period. The problem is, for small YouTubers, they may never have a video that reaches 1,000 views in a single week, or, you know, it might not be for some time. And so the videos that it's claiming are videos that will never, ever, ever get 1,000 views in a week. In fact, all 8 of these videos will never, ever, ever be able to be actually reviewed by somebody at Google, because they are not reaching the minimum view threshold to be reviewed. And so you might be saying, well, Andang, you know, it's not that big of a deal, only 8 videos, who cares about that? Well, let's say that every single video on my channel got claimed, which I'm sure there are some YouTubers out there that are having a majority of their videos getting claimed. In fact, there are some that have made videos about that. The issue for them, as being a small YouTuber, is if every single one of those claims is not warranted, they're missing out on a huge amount of revenue that they could be getting. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer that I still have not made a profit from doing YouTube, because I've actually resubmitted my funds to, you know, get a better mic, get better webcams, and, you know, get all sorts of better gear to be able to do my content better. So I still have not yet made a profit from YouTube, and to me, this is very frustrating at the potential amount of issues that it could create for just YouTubers that are making videos that never reach that 1,000 view threshold per week. That's a really high bar, and I feel like that they should have hired enough employees to handle every single complaint or, you know, review that's requested, because people deserve to have their content actually policed properly, I think. And so to, never have any of these videos probably get to the point where they would be able to be reviewed is very frustrating. Because now I have these 8 videos on my channel that are apparently limited for advertising, and I don't know if they're valid limitations or if they're just the system overreacting to stuff. That's really frustrating. How am I supposed to know how to actually make better videos that don't get randomly claimed when I'm making content if, as far as I can tell, I follow all of these guidelines to a T? As far as I can tell, I'm completely advertiser friendly on every single video I've ever made, based off of their descriptions of how advertiser friendly content should work. And so I completely don't understand why any of these 8 videos were claimed. I have no idea how to prevent future videos from being claimed if I don't understand the ones that were already claimed. And so to me, this seems like, once again, a horrible rollout of an automated system that YouTube has created that they don't really know how it works until they roll it out into the wild and then realize that, oh my goodness, it was way too much. But we never hear the communication to know if they even realize that it was too much. I think that only happened once when they were over-claiming videos drastically. But other than that, I don't think that there have been that many times where they've said that they've been doing that. The only other time I can think of where my videos have been claimed is in the early Shadow of Mordor days, when the developer or somebody that the developer was working with had claimed basically every video that had been created, even if it doesn't have any music or anything. They just took, I think, the cinematic audio and were claiming videos from having the cinematics in them. And then the developer apologized for that, went back on it, and they decided not to claim. And I think that these are honestly just violence claim things. The only thing I can think of is in the thumbnail, it does show, like, Talion's wife being held captive, but I've seen other YouTubers that have Shadow of Mordor videos claimed that have no type of issue in the thumbnail or anything like that. And so it seems very random how this whole system is working. And I think that that's only a negative for content creators. It's discouraging them from wanting to create content on the YouTube platform. And when YouTube is really the only viable content creation platform for non-streaming videos, that's kind of a big deal. And so I really wish that they re-look at this system, because I think they need to. I don't think it's working how they intended. I think it's way over-policing things. And if they don't, at the very least, add enough people to review every single claim that this automated system makes, at least in its initial rollout, to know if it's actually working properly by being able to see those claims that are coming in, then I don't know how they're going to be able to do it. And every video I've seen from a big YouTuber that's actually been able to put in, these reviews requested and actually get through, has had their videos re-enabled, and so remonetized. And so far, all of the claims that have been happening from what I've seen have not even been valid claims on the mainstream YouTubers. And so I don't think this system is actually hurting the intended audience, because the intended audience is those that are not following these guidelines and, are having really egregious channels, I'm assuming. And so instead, it seems the only purpose of this rollout was to appease advertisers in a time when YouTube is really trying to appease advertisers. And that's a real shame, because it's going to hurt their platform and discourage new content creators that can't actually request reviews, because, they can request them, but they won't ever be actually looked at because people are not getting 1,000 views on their videos within a week. And that's a real shame, because YouTube deserves better. YouTube deserves a lot better. They should at the very least be able to police their own automated systems and review every single request that comes through. If they can't do that, then they shouldn't have the automated system to begin with. The automated system should be used, I think, because I think having to actually police it would be much harder, but they need to have people policing the automated system to make sure that it's doing everything justly and applying these claims appropriately. Because right now, as far as I'm concerned, YouTube has given me 8 false accusations against my videos and is putting me in a type of content that I've never wanted to be associated with. And I think that that is a real shame, because I don't want to be associated with content that isn't advertiser friendly. And right now I have 8 videos supposedly that are, which I consider completely not true, because there are other videos I would have picked that would be less advertiser friendly. If they were going to pick any videos from my channel, it would not have been these 8, and so I think it's completely random as far as I can tell. And I know I've said that several times throughout that video, but it's because I'm still shocked that these claims even happened. I have gone way out of my way to make sure that I'm following as many rules and guidelines as I can possibly do on YouTube. And I honestly think that I am one of the most family-friendly channels that is in my age range on YouTube. And it's just completely shocking to me that these videos in particular got claimed. And I hope YouTube does review their automated system, or at least hire more employees to be able to actually properly police it. I think that at the very least that needs to happen, if not just getting rid of this automated system and going back to the police strategy that they had before. So that's pretty much everything I have to say about this crazy system. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree, and also let me know if this system has affected you. If you are a content creator on YouTube and some of your videos have been claimed by the system, let me know if you think that they were per the guidelines and if you think it was actually warranted, or if you think it's just some completely random system that doesn't make any sense at all. Let me know about all that stuff in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down below. Thank everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for more family-friendly content.